All right, so already I need to like be a little bit more succinct because I didn't realize that last video was so long. So I'll try to be a little bit quicker. So I'm about halfway through my mom's story. So there's two more like important things to know about like her history, and that it's because these things tie to me later. So my mom talked a little bit about Grandma Nina and Grandpa Joe Sr. and kind of like their relationship and how what the household possibly looked like for my mom growing up. And just understanding that there was probably a lot of tensions and unhealthy behaviors in her parents' relationship. So that's the last video. This video, I'm talking about some of the key kind of experiences that my mom told me about that she had when she was a child. So one of them was almost drowning. So when my mom was really young, I guess she almost drowned. And like for me, I apparently almost drowned as a baby. I don't recall this. I guess we were at a party. I fell in the water and thankfully someone saw me. It was not my mom or my dad that saw me. It was some other person that was at the party that jumped in and saved me. But this was a story that my mom had told me about her almost drowning as a child, and that she had went to the beach with her siblings. Obviously some of her siblings are much older than her because she was 9 of 10. So there's huge age gap. And I guess her siblings were playing, not really paying attention to the baby, and she ended up walking into the water and the beach and getting swept away by the tides. And then one of her older siblings, I'm not sure who was there that noticed, but one of them did come and help her. And it was something that she like never forgot. Like my mom did not like being underwater. She did not really care for it. And I think it also showed like her relationship with her siblings too was a little bit distant and strange. Like I don't think she really felt like she got a lot of attention from anyone in her family, including her siblings. So yeah, that was kind of a core memory that she has shared with me about her experience, because I also did not like being in water and I didn't know why I didn't like being in water. My mom like would wash my hair, and I spent a lot of time with her doing my hair like every week. It was kind of one of our shared times together, as my mom doing my hair when I was a kid. And so I think at some point, you know, she's washing my hair, I'm like, I don't like my face getting wet, right? And so she shared this memory with me and explained to me why I also did not like water. And I think that really helped. But yeah, I think it shows a little bit more to like my mom's relationship, what her story of like how she almost drowned with like her family and her siblings. And that's really important. Is that like I don't think she really felt loved by her family. I don't think she felt really connected to her older siblings in a lot of ways. And I think it kind of made her feel a little lost and vulnerable, especially when she was, you know, in her formative years. So last time I talked about, my mom graduated when she was 17 and she left. And then there's a lot of years that I don't know what happened. So pretty much between like 17 and her early 30s, I'm not really sure a lot about my mom's life. I do know that she moved to California and lived with an older sister for a bit. I'm not sure how long. I know she went to community college because I saw her, you know, community college transcripts at some point where she was taking some courses in accounting and typing, and she was really proud of that. I know she didn't finish her degree, but she did take some classes. I know she worked at a bank. I don't know exactly what her role was. I know she wasn't just a teller, and that she had some sort of responsibilities or leadership role because she had several kind of sales, customer service awards that she had received. And as a kid, those were kind of displayed in what we called the computer room for quite a while, including one that was like a little clock that had like a little engraving of, some recognition that she had received from her job. I also know she was a comic book fan. She loved X-Men. She apparently wanted to be a police detective at some point. That might be why like there was a lot of interest in like the thrillers and police dramas in that sense. And I know she spent quite a bit of time with that sister and her nieces, because later on some of those folks would like be in the orbit of my family, but not super close. But the problem was my mom was the second youngest of 10, so a lot of her nieces were actually like close to her age. So like they hung out and like as friends and partied and all of that stuff. So that's also really important as to like why that side of the family, there's some distance there, because her siblings had kids, and in some cases like her siblings' kids are closer in age to me than my actual like cousins. So yeah. I don't know a lot. I know she was on a Soul Train episode, so clearly she had some sort of life in LA where she was with her sister. And then I know that somewhere maybe in her 20s and 30s, she ended up in a party in San Diego where she met my dad. And I'm not sure if this happened before or after that sister that she was living with. I'm not sure if it's happened before or after she met my dad, but that sister that she was living with like passed away. I think she had like a brain aneurysm and like was on her way to the store and like died suddenly. And so I think that was also very traumatizing for my mom, because I'm not sure how close she was to a lot of her other siblings at that time, and a lot of them lived in different places, so they weren't all like concentrated in LA. So yeah, I know that there was something going on at that point, where she ended up in San Diego at a party, and that's how my parents met. And so now I'm going to switch over to my dad's history, and then we'll come back to my parents together. All right, so I'm gonna stop there so that I can start another video for that, because this is still very long.